Once you understand that affordability today is created by predictable systems and that those systems are complex and vary by market, the next question becomes how buyers navigate them. Much of that confusion begins with language. In new construction, buyers are typically introduced to a sales representative early in the process. That person becomes the primary point of contact, explaining options, timelines, pricing structures, and next steps. The relationships often feel personal, helpful, and reassuring because they are. But that title causes some common misunderstanding. Builder sales representatives are employees of the builder, not agents of the buyer. Their frame of reference comes from their employment role inside the builder's organization, not from a duty owed to the buyer. Any agency they exercise is limited and implied solely for carrying out the builder's established processes. Their responsibility is to the builder to present approved options, follow pricing rules, move contracts through the system, and ensure the builder's requirements are met. That doesn't make the role misleading or adversarial. It makes it administrative. Buyer agency serves a different function. A buyer's agent is not embedded in the builder's system. Their responsibility is not to administer it, but to independently evaluate it, to explain where discretion exists and where it does not, to identify risks that fall outside the sales process, and to help buyers understand how today's decisions affect tomorrow's outcomes. Both roles may provide information, but only one carries responsibility for the buyer's interests. Some people may assume that helpful access equals advocacy. In reality, systems are designed to operate smoothly in the aggregate, not to protect individual outcomes. Builder systems are not designed to deliver the best possible outcome for every buyer. They're designed to deliver consistent, predictable, and scalable outcomes across thousands of homes. That distinction matters. Good enough doesn't mean careless or low quality. It means optimized for efficiency. Standardized options, fixed timelines, pre-negotiated pricing, and streamlined decision paths that work for most buyers most of the time. The challenge for buyers is that value doesn't always live where the systems are optimized. Some value lives inside the builder's system, in incentives, in timing, lot selection, upgrade trade-offs, or financing structures that are easy to miss if you don't know where discretion exists. Other value lies outside the builder's system, in inspections, contract terms, long-term operating costs, resale implications, and risk mitigations that the system does not evaluate for. Maximizing value requires understanding both of these variables. This is where buyer agency becomes practical. A buyer's agent helps identify where the builder's system is flexible and where it's not, which choices meaningfully affect long-term value versus cosmetic appeal, which protections must be added externally because the system assumes compliance, not optimization. In a system designed to deliver good enough, the best outcomes don't come from resisting the system. They come from knowing how to use it and when to step outside of it. In a system designed to produce consistent, code-compliant homes at scale, inspections often feel redundant to buyers. After all, the home is new, and it's been built under modern building codes. It has passed mutual inspections. In many cases, buyers are told, explicitly or implicitly, that everything has already been checked. This is where another common misunderstanding arises. Throughout construction, different parts of the home may be inspected at different moments, by the builder, by trades, or by local authorities. Critical checkpoints are typically reviewed. Major systems are signed off. The process is structured to ensure the home can move forward. But those reviews are partial by design. They don't involve an exhaustive top-to-bottom evaluation of the home as a complete system. No one pauses the process to step back and ask whether all of the pieces, framing, mechanicals, finishes, drainage, ventilation, and performance are working together as intended. They just check to make sure all the elements meet a minimum standard. That's not a failure of the system, it's how the system is designed to function efficiently. Behind the scenes, that efficiency is managed by another key role, the builder's site supervisor, sometimes called a construction foreman or a project manager, depending on the builder. This is the person responsible for owning the construction process itself. They coordinate trades, manage sequencing, address issues as they arise, and keep the build moving forward, not just for one home, but for every home under construction in the neighborhood. Their focus is operational. They ensure that critical steps are completed, that work progresses in the proper order, and that problems are corrected as they're discovered along the way. When this role is carried out diligently, fewer issues tend to surface later. When it's rushed or overextended, small gaps can accumulate, not because anyone intended them, but because no one role is tasked with stepping back to evaluate the finished home in its entirety. That comprehensive review simply isn't part of the site supervisor's job description. An independent buyer's inspection is often the first time a home is reviewed as a whole. Rather than checking individual boxes at isolated stages, the inspector evaluates the finished product, all in one pass, looking at how the sum of the parts performs, where small issues compound, and where workmanship, alignment, or sequencing create risk. It gives a snapshot of the home before it passes from builder to buyer. Inspections are not about disruption. They're about informed ownership. In a process optimized for speed and consistency, inspections gives buyers the opportunity to review the entire process, see the full picture, and address issues before they accept responsibility for the home as delivered. Near the end of construction, buyers are introduced to another person from the builder's team, often called a quality assurance representative, warranty coordinator, or more informally, the blue tape guy. It's another person who will feel like they've got your back, and in many ways they do. They walk the home with you, listen to concerns, and help translate both your observations and any inspection findings into a list of items the builder agrees to address before closing. They want to ensure you're happy with your finished home. Their support, however, operates within the builder's rules, standards, and timelines. They can help ensure that identified deficiencies are corrected as promised, but they cannot independently expand what the builder defines as acceptable or required. When buyers understand this, the blue tape walk becomes what it's meant to be, the final opportunity to confirm that issues already identified, particularly through inspection, have been addressed, rather than substitute for an evaluation itself.